Who's running for president? See a rundown of the 2024 candidates. Associated Press. Tim Scott has dropped out of the race for the Republican primary nomination. The South Carolina senator was well-funded but struggled to gain traction in national or early state polls. The former president announced his third campaign for the White House on November 15, 2022, at his Mar-a-Lago resort, forcing the party to again decide whether to embrace a candidate whose refusal to accept defeat in 2020 sparked the U.S. Capitol attack and still dominates his speeches. Below are your comments. Good to see we have options. Vet your candidate by listening to them personally speaking. Look for leadership's bleep in those whose platform and values align with your own. This isn't about just what party you like or dislike, it is about getting the best person for the job. Never, never, never be. For me, I would like to see an election between Asa Hutchinson and Joe Manchin. The rest of the GOP are mostly just incompetent as best and many just BHOLS. Biden is too old and too liberal even for most Democrats. It a sad choice being forced on most of America by a few. Any Democrat on the bill will win. We show up on election day, not before or after. Just when it counts. All the outspoken far-right politicians fuel our desire to sit them down on election day. Trump has zero chance. 0.000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000000do. Running as an independent, Joe Biden will most likely come in third place, like Taft in 1912. Next news. Tim Scott, lone black Republican in U.S. Senate, ends White House bid. Reuters. Washington. Reuters, U.S. Senator Tim Scott suspended his run for the 2024 Republican presidential election nomination on Sunday after months of burning through campaign cash at a blistering rate without making a significant dent in national opinion polls. I think the voters, who are the most remarkable people on the planet, have been really clear that are telling me. Not now, Tim, Scott told Fox News in an interview on Sunday evening. His exit may provide a modest boost for other candidates. Below are your comments. The cold, harsh light of reality dawning on him. A bit late, but whatever. What took him so long? Even more than that, why did he even start? Hope he doesn't lose his girlfriend over this. All these candidates bickering on stage and the one guy who isn't showing up is going to be the one running. Tim Scott shouldn't have even tried to run to begin with. The others are wasting their time as well. Trump is going to get it, and that's all there is to it. We all know that's how it's going. Once the girlfriend ruse didn't work, Scott didn't have anything left. Next news. Tim Scott drops out of GOP primary race after girlfriend reveal. Business Insider. Tim Scott, GOP candidate for president in 2024, dropped out of the race shortly after he publicly debuted his relationship with his girlfriend after the third Republican debate. Below are your comments. So much time, energy and money is being wasted on the GOP side. Scott never should have been in the race in the first place. He didn't have a snowball's chance in summer of becoming the nominee, let alone winning. None of them have a chance because Trump is too strong and they won't criticize him. He said he was going to take Social Security away from you and lower taxes on people who make $250,000 or more. What a swell guy. Good riddance. The man is a fascist. He said during the third debate that he would deport college students who expressed pro-Palestinian VEW points. I don't care whether you're pro-Palestine or pro-Israel. It's beside the point. But expressing support for either one is constitutionally protected. What's wrong with American politics? The tech billionaire poured $35 million into the senator's super PAC. The rest of us have no shonk. No say. Next news. Nikki Haley scoffs at Trump's lead in 2024 GOP primary. Drama and chaos follows him. USA Today. Nikki Haley suggested Trump was partly to blame for the GOP's losses and said Republicans have to pay the price for his presence in the party. Below are your comments. Haley said the party has to pay the price for the former president's presence in the party. Weren't you all for that presence not so very long ago? It's hard to disagree with Trump's policy. How can we disagree with something that doesn't exist? She's certainly right about the drama and chaos. In addition to getting tired of feeling I'm watching a bad soap opera, it wears me out to find each day's news crammed full of nothing but articles about him. Like there's nothing else interesting going on in the world. It is US usual for a Republican to publicly bring up losing the popular vote over and over again. The Electoral College is the only thing preventing a long streak of Democratic presidents. Next news. Senator Tim Scott announces he's dropping out of 2024 presidential race. CBS News. Republican Senator Tim Scott, of South Carolina, announced Sunday in an appearance on Fox News that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. Below are your comments. Here's my answer to a question posted on Quora yesterday. Do you think Tim Scott's return to Charleston to rest and recover will hurt his campaign in Iowa? My hope is that Tim Scott's retreat to Charleston is actually the precursor to an announcement that he is stepping out of the race for the GOP. I am happy he dropped out. I am now wish all of the Republicans dropping out and find an American who is a fair person to helps all Americans, who has integrity and knows how to compromise. A person that has gone through ups and downs that most Americans go through and can stop the people who buy Tim Scott will make a great VP running mate for Donald Trump. Scott was an early endorser of Trump when he ran in 2016. Next news. Jen Psaki warns of Trump's plan to unravel the rule of law in Biden 2024 defense. HuffPost. Psaki, a former White House press secretary under Biden, admitted her former boss isn't perfect but voters should understand the alternative. Below are your comments. Every time Democrats show their fear of Trump being elected again, what they're really saying is they know their agenda is totally wrong for America and are getting scared that voters are starting to see it for what it truly is. Jen Psaki is a member of the Biden regime, so this is not surprising. What rule of law? Trump will bring back the border policy that worked. What laws would those be? Read. Raggedy Annie propaganda continues. What rule? Equity for black criminals, political enemies lists and a corrupt FBI and DHS and DOJ and affirmative action DA's coast-to-coast rule of law? Yeah. Crooks running scared is more like it. Next news. Senator Tim Scott drops out of 2024 presidential election days after debate. USA Today. Tim Scott announced on Sunday night that he is suspending his 2024 presidential campaign, less than a week after the third GOP primary debate. Below are your comments. Well, at least one of them knew when to quit. Ramaswamy needs to be next. He has less chance than me, and I'm not running. Does that mean his girlfriend has to go back for casting calls to reality shows again? Well, at least he can cut his expenses, back to being single. Sorry, Uncle Tim, but in the Republican Party you have two chances of being elected, none and less duh. And that. Next news. Eric Trump gets delusional down to a fine art with Mona Lisa, boast HuffPost. Donald Trump's son went on Fox News with an audacious claim. Below are your comments. I thought George Santos painted the Mona Lisa? I am so confused. Skeptical smiley face. What happened that we just get to say whatever we want to and that makes it true? In fact, Eric Trump believes a Trump ancestor painted the Mona Lisa and Da Vinci just took credit for it. A better art analogy would be the Bored Ape NFTs or a Thomas Kinkade print. Please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, please thumbs up.